more on the money than they ask for. So don't claim they don't. What is the union ask? I read in the paper, your article, you say we have settled that the financial
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Robert Nance. I'm the Director of Music here at Plymouth Church, and on behalf of the church members and the Plymouth staff and our ministers, the Reverend Dr. Timothy Murphy and Sarah Offner-Seals, I want to bid you welcome, and no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. I want to call your attention to the program. Obviously, there's lots of information there for you. During the middle of the program, we will take a free will offering for the series. And afterwards, after the recital, if you feel compelled and you would like to make some sort of donation specifically for Ukraine, you can actually write that in the memo line of a check. You can do that at the offering, or you can provide that to us during the reception where Alex will be and the rest of us will be at the end of the program to celebrate. We have a nice reception for you afterwards. So, sorry for just the slight delay. Alex decided that we really need to have a little conversation at some point in the program, which we're going to do after he plays the Ukrainian national anthem, and we're going to explore a little bit with him before he plays the suite of folk songs for you. For those of you that came for a two-piano concert, we changed this probably about a month ago. As you know, Plymouth Congregational Church has served as sanctuary for our local musicians who have been on strike and who have really needed a place to perform and to be safe and to do what they are called to do as musicians. And we've been very happy to do that, but this place has been very busy since December, as you well know, just with its own activities, but the extra concerts that we have added to support our local musicians has been a huge effort. But when I realized that just a week ago was the one-year anniversary of the invasion into Ukraine, it seemed fitting to me that maybe we should alter the program and put off our two-piano concert till the summer. So that's what we're going to do. So we will be back with two pianos, and Alex is just great fun to work with. In fact, I think he's just a big kid. I've known Alex since he came to Fort Wayne, and well, we've been colleagues and friends for a very, very long time. And even with his wife, Olga, I think they're just very special people. He's a wonderful musician, and I often recall working with him in rehearsal and being really quite frustrated with him because he's very playful. And sometimes I'm just like, Alex, pay attention. And I really didn't have a reference as to why this is. So I want to tell you, I've learned something about Alex, and as you start to hear his story, you understand that this person has lived through some pretty difficult things in his life, and that he can still find joy in frustrating his colleague and picking fun at me, and have a good time as a musician and still play absolutely beautifully. Is a real testament to his spirit and his endurance as a human being. So I'm no longer frustrated with him when he plays around. Sometimes I do, but I think for the most part, I think I understand him. As you can see, he is a very decorated pianist. I mean, it's just rare to have somebody who has the background and the energy and the expertise that he has. And so I think we're in for a real treat. Today is all about Ukraine and the music from Ukraine. And I think you're in for a real treat. So put your hands together. Please welcome to the stage Alexander Sasha Klepach. Okay, can you hear me? So, Alexander, come have a seat and tell me, it's true, you're very playful. Can you remember a time when I got really frustrated with you in rehearsal?
It is gonna continue as long as we know each other.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's probably the best way, right? What? No, we don't have that. Sorry. That's what happens when you ask for it at the last minute. This is how it works. That's right. That's right. I'm not going to be tense. I'm very relaxed. I don't have to play. Okay. Well, so you were born in the Ukraine. You want to tell us about where you were born?
Yeah, I was born in Ukraine, a very small town. It's quite amazing things which I remember, which never happened often to anyone, at least who I know, because I still have friends who I know maybe. So I turned 60 last year. It means that I still have friends who we know each other for 50 plus years. So, and many of them from that small little town lost in the steppes of Ukraine. And amazingly, my music teacher, who first was teaching piano, she's still alive. So, and I'm still communicating with her. And unfortunately, as we speak, the war is raging there, and some of the teachers lost their lives. So that was reason to communicate almost on a daily basis, because I learned about it 2 weeks ago that our theory teacher just, bomb hit her house, and that was done. And the same affected my life, obviously, because I lost. First was my uncle in August, and direct hit again because of bombing. The bomb get to the house when his daughter with the family was visiting him. So they were killed instantly. My uncle, his daughter, who's about my age, and her kids, who are about age of my kids. You can imagine that. And it, on my mother's side, is my mother's brother. A couple months later, it was November, I think. On my father's side, my aunt was killed again. So I'm talking about those horrific things because I would like you to understand that it is directly affecting not only my life, I mean myself, but my family and everything that surrounds what I'm living for. So about that process of being born in Ukraine, unfortunately, that's the territory which exactly they're fighting for. So I'm from Donbas region, so that's my motherland. And, I'll be honest with you, it's an interesting thing. About a week ago, when we had Howard Terrell's, if you attended his premiere of the First Symphony, so together with Bob, we went to his funeral. And after that, I don't know, something hit me. I started to think, what is life all about? Because I was mad at Howard. I said, the guy couldn't die for 102 years. Can he wait maybe 4 more days just to be at his premiere of the First Symphony? It's strange, correct? So I started to think about all of those things which happens in life. It is so strange, it is so weird. And it hit me like a train, because I realized, oh my gosh, it's not only the fact we're living through, we don't comprehend it now, but trust me, I know because I've communicated with people all over the world. Some of them in Spain, some of them in Germany, some of them in Poland, tons of people, obviously my friends in Kyiv still, in Ukraine, in those all different regions, in the States, and anywhere, that we're living through that very scary, epic time when the world actually shifts towards something what we cannot comprehend now. The forces, I don't know what to say, evil and good fighting, I don't even know about that. But I prepared some of the quotes from the Bible, which tells me it was already predicted that is going to happen. Anyway, but we're just paying price. So many people dying, and it is very hard. But anyway, so that specific evening, I was sitting alone and thinking, what is going on exactly? Like, so many people dying, so many things happening bad. It's very hard to understand where's the right, what is the wrong. And something came to my mind, like stages of my life. I'll mention quickly about the birth process, where I was born and everything around it. But I mostly would like you to understand my state of mind at the moment and to understand how deeply affects everything what I'm living for. And I'm as you cannot understand what is actually going on. Nobody can understand. It's just like very hard to even approach the problems we're facing, which seems like out of the blue. Nobody knew that it's going to be happening. Tell me about it 2 years ago. It's impossible. So anyway, 5 things crystallized in my mind that evening. And it sounds pretty scary. I would say roughly in the span of this maybe 4, 5 years, what happened to me being here, not at war at least, thanks God. So first of all, remember, I lost all my money because I helped my mom to live 10 more years. She had that surgery. Yeah? After that, I lost my wife. Yeah? 2010. Yeah? After that, I lost basically my family. So, and continuously losing my relatives. Because my mom passed away, my father passed away longer ago, but my mom passed away this August. And relatives, and I'm losing my friends. Number 4, it would be okay to say that I lost my country. It does not really exist in the way it was when I was born. It's something which used in the middle between more bigger forces, and they happen to be right in the middle. Too bad. So I'm not going to express any political opinions. If you want to, there's going to be another day, another setting. Yeah, because fifth one, I lost my job. Yeah. So now I'm thinking, because Philharmonic on strike, so I started to think, is it not enough for one man to bear? It's just like, and why? Just tell me, what did I do wrong? Okay, so.
So, well, I have some good news for you. I just hired Alex to be our staff pianist for Heartland Sings. So he does have, yes, you did. You have a job. Yes. Yeah. Well, now I'm committed, right? No, that's right. If you have to agree to the contract, but we'll get there. So in all of this, because we know. You mentioned Howard Terrell, who lived most of his life never hearing his music performed. And Alex and I were the part of the process to get some of Howard's music performed. So I know how he processed his grief and his strife in life through his music. How have you, this has been a tough 5 years for you. I think of just how you've lost everybody close to you. Your kids have gone too, right? So it's you and the dog. That's not much to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 good things left. We have good weather. I have you, and thank you for sharing your wonderful, beautiful afternoon with us. And I have my kids. Gee, who would know?
But you have your music. So how?
Music is the first one because you asked me where I was born and how I got into the music. Right. So music stands always the first, no matter what. And that's what keeps me going. Besides you guys, without you, who's going to be listening to me? I mean, I know Jesus is going to be listening, but it's better to see in person someone who actually cares. And that's, ask me about that piece of music which you're going to be doing.
Well, the next piece you're going to do, the suite? Yeah. Okay. So this is a suite of Ukrainian folk songs that you're going to share with us. And there are about 22 different songs, which we didn't list because we didn't feel like you would be able to follow along anyway. But you can tell us a little bit. It's one long piece of music. Okay, here.
It is interesting. It's a result of collaboration with the sweetest person I ever met back in middle 70s, early 70s actually. So the idea was, at that time it was Soviet Union, great countries, everybody knows now. So to introduce the youngsters, young performers, to the roots of Ukrainian music. So the guy whose name is Nathan Schulman, he was like great theoretic music critic. He taught, I think, somewhere, I'm not sure, but his idea was to put the most popular Ukrainian folk tunes into piano solo version. And he asked me at that time, I was a kid, he was a big master, how it's gonna fit for people to play, with small hands maybe, with not very big technical abilities, but at the same time, it's gonna be like concert piece in general to be performed as one continuous piece of music, which never happened. I think today we're gonna hear it first time all together. So that's the result of collaboration between us to make sure that we passing the national roots to the folks back in Soviet Union era to grow up on the actual folk music, which is foundation of everything.
So you ready to play for us? Okay. This is the Ukrainian folk song suite, arranged by Nathan Schulman and Alexander Klepach, and it's a nice opportunity for us to hear that music.
So you just sit down, sit back, relax, and try to picture whenever you feel like, because some of them sad, some of them happy, but at the same time, it is just something what you're supposed to feel the soul and heart of the Ukrainian nation, who we are, because that music affected many composers, and you can hear the influence, even Bartok, to many, many things, not to mention Prokofiev, from Ukrainian folk music. Thank you.
So we'll go ahead and take the offering. It's fine. We're going to continue the conversation for a minute. That way we can keep you in your seats. That's a little trick I learned as a Baptist when I was a lot younger. So one of the most famous folk songs from Ukraine, we sing at Christmas time, and that's I guess 100 years since it was introduced to this country, and we know that as Carol of the Bells. But that really is a springtime song. Do you remember the text to it?
Yeah, that's about the birds. You know, those birds they make nests from the mud. Whenever you call them larks, is it lark?
Mud birds. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I was bothered by that because it's like Christmas song that has nothing to do with Christmas. So I did my own research, and I called folks in Ukraine, you know, who study this stuff. And I finally found the answer. Hopefully I'm not die before I learned it. Okay. Because it was barren my entire life. I was a kid, so we were singing in the choir the song. And I remembered the text or lyrics, yeah? So what happened before Christianity, the march which this song depicts was actually January. So the calendar changed in old times when they were pagans, you know. So it is spring, but it's actually sort of kind of fits the feel of the Christmas, because if you just do not listen to the lyrics, that's fine. But the lyrics has nothing to do, it's just arrival of spring. That's what it says.
So you played 22 really interesting arrangements of these folk songs. Do you know all the words to them? No, but you do. Well, I don't know. So you don't remember?
I know the names of the songs, but I do not. Yeah, you.
Do any of them? Any of them you remember learning as a kid?
I remember the first ever tune I played. Oh my gosh, I remember it forever.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so yeah, no, I do. We're going to move on. So you're going to do another piece for us, and it's called "Love Ukraine." What can you tell us about this piece?
I don't know much about this piece. It's just simply I found the old print, which actually looks like it was printed in the States first. It has Ukrainian and English lyrics to it, and the composer who wrote this tune, it should be, I think, the national anthem, but I think they didn't pick it up because it's too long. It's longer than, you know, if you cut part of it, maybe it's gonna work better. But the composer who wrote this tune is actually arranged the Ukrainian national anthem for the symphony orchestra, so it's the same guy. Last name is Fomenko. Yeah, so.
Okay, and then you're going to finish with one other piece for us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember? Yeah. Ready to do it? Okay, let's do it. We have to talk after every piece, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of done, but there's a popular demand on that specific
Yeah.
piece of music.
We mean what you just played?
No, what is next?
The prelude. The prelude by, okay. Well, before you play this last piece, this was intended to be an encore, but I think we want to all say we're with you. We thank you for sharing your artistry with us here in Fort Wayne.
Guess what? You have no choice.
That's right. Well, actually, we do, but that's a good thing because we're here for you. And I think we want to say that I hope that us being here and providing you some support helps you through what's been a difficult few years. So you've been a wonderful colleague and artist and a brother in arms, in a sense, and I've really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better, even though sometimes you play way too much. I mean, yeah. You need to get serious sometimes. I mean. Okay,
If I
so
would be serious, I would be dead already.
that's probably true. That's probably true. So one thing that I've learned about your program today, just listening to it, is it's very pastoral. And I wonder how much of the folk music is impacted by the fact that
It's influenced. It's not.
it's influenced by.
Many things.
Okay, tell me about that.
What do you mean? It's influenced. I started to talk about it. I mean, harmonic stuff, specifically certain kind of melodic things, which play go. They do not like these resolutions at all. Like, you know, we normally would go. I mean, different key. This one. So, normal resolution would be tonic, yeah, subdominant, dominant, tonic. So, in Ukrainian music, they hate this for some reason. It's always going to be this. Yeah? Or opposite. But the resolution always going to be. Yeah. So, what Rachmaninoff stole.
Well, yeah. You didn't know you were going to get a theory lesson, did you? Yes, yeah, of course, a plagal cadence. But well, that's I think probably everybody here knows what a plagal cadence is, right? Raise your hand if you know what that is.
Yeah,
See, okay. So if you thank you back over there, students. Yeah, that's good. All right. Well, at least two people knew. But my point is, I think that the Ukraine is very agricultural. It's country, more like I would say like the Midwest here in the United States. Is that correct?
Depends which parts.
Yeah.
This heavy industry, basically.
Well, they do call it the breadbasket of Europe. So there's a lot of agriculture there, but I wonder if that had some influence in some of the music.
But, you know, where I was born at this industrial place, it's the coal mining. So.
Well, we have that too.
West
But
Virginia,
yeah. Okay, well, there you go. Well, listen, you're going to play one more piece for us, and then we're going to enjoy a reception. We want to thank all of you who have joined us online. Thank you for being here for the live stream today and for spending a little time with Alexander. So you're going to finish with the prelude, and we're going to say thank you again for being here.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, people.
Yes.
I mean,